happy Friday. Welcome to another Virtual Crafternoon here at the South Branch Library. So this week we did DIY sprinkles and it was a really fun project. I had a great time with it. I pre-recorded my video just like last week so that you can see my hand motions and see me going through the process of making the craft ahead of time, craft/food project. I'll throw in a caveat for you all. My sprinkles turned out quite a bit differently than the sprinkles that I used as my template, so the ones that showed up in this week's flyer. So if you want to make the project exactly as pictured in the flyer, I'm going to post a link to the video I used to learn how to do this project. And then you can use mine as an example of what might be a little more realistic if you're not the craftiest person in the world. They still turned out cute, but they were a little funky. So hope you enjoy. Next week we are doing DIY photo rock holders. So you paint the rocks and then wrap with wire. It's a super easy project. That one should be really fun. And as always, if you want to plan ahead of time with your supplies, go to our website, summercountylibraries.org. You're going to click on the blog link, and then you're going to click on Virtual Crafternoons, and that will help you be prepared with everything that you're going to need ahead of time for all the rest of the projects we have planned for the rest of the month. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so to start, we are going to make our basic sprinkle. I'm calling it a dough. It is actually technically called royal icing. So you're going to take 3 egg whites, and you are going to whip them until they are frothy. It took me about a minute. And once they're whipped, you are going to incorporate 1 cup of powdered sugar at a time into your egg whites. Give it a whip with your beater, about 30 seconds in between each cup. You just want to do it 1 cup at a time so that it has a chance to incorporate without all the sugar flying everywhere. So 3 egg whites to 4 cups of sugar. Once you've put all 4 cups in and beaten in between each time, you are going to take either a hand mixer, or if you have a KitchenAid, that would work even better, and you are going to whip it for several minutes. So as you can see here, as I'm going along, it's getting thicker, it's getting glossier, and it took me about a total of at least 5 minutes to get to this final stage here, which is my royal icing stage. As you can see, it's pretty thick at this point, sticks to my spoon really well, and here when you hold it up, you can see it's really shiny and glossy. So that's the point you want it at in order to make your icing. Now I'm going to separate it out into different bowls. This will allow me to color each bowl with a specific color of food coloring. So turns out I actually bought the wrong type of food coloring. I bought food decorating gel instead of liquid gel food coloring. So my colors turned out to be pretty washed out, and I used most of each tube of that gel writing coloring in order to color my royal icing. But that's okay. Lesson learned. Next time, if I want to get those really rich pigmented colors, I just need to buy that real gel food coloring. So I made 3 different colors. I made my pink, I made my green, and I made my blue. And now here I am making brown, just basically by combining all those different colors together. And that brown is what I'm going to use for my cookie sprinkles. And here I made a little bit of red, which turned out more like pink, and that's okay. So now I'm going to put my different colors of icing into bags in order to pipe it out to make those sprinkles. So just take a big scoop of your frosting, put it into the Ziploc baggie, and then use your hand on the outside of the baggie to smoosh the frosting off your spoon into your bag. This is a pretty messy step. You'll probably get some frosting on the outside of the bag, and that is just fine. Once you have your frosting into your baggie, you're going to smoosh the frosting down into a bottom corner of your baggie. You may need to open it so that air bubbles can flow out of the top while you're smushing the frosting down to the bottom. Basically, you're just creating a makeshift piping bag. So there I have my piping bag. All my frosting is in a bottom corner. And I just put each of my different colors that I ended up using into those baggies so that I could pipe them out to make my sprinkles. We're going to start off with our basic sprinkles. So grab a sheet of wax paper, grab a color of your icing, and then we are going to make our makeshift piping bag by cutting off just a very small bit of the top corner. You can see it's almost even hard to see me cutting it off because I cut off such a small part of that corner. That's going to give us a nice fine line for piping. So now just take your bag on your wax paper, and you're going to pipe out just rows of that royal icing. I also decided to do some sort of chocolate chip looking little ones. and then I did some kind of squiggly ones on the sides as well. So like I said, since I didn't end up doing exactly how the tutorial looked the way that I meant to do it, I ended up just kind of riffing. So for this step, these would have been my emoji sprinkles if I had yellow coloring, but I ended up without yellow, so I decided just to make some little pink, kind of Hershey Kiss looking dots as sprinkles. They actually turned out really cute. And now we're gonna make our milk and cookie sprinkles. So cut off a little bit bigger tip just so you have more space to pipe, because you're gonna be piping these blobs. They're about a 1/2 inch in diameter, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And you're just gonna take your piping bag and just squeeze out blobs of that icing onto your wax paper. Once you have it all used up, you are going to take some Oreo cookie crumbles. So just take an Oreo, remove the frosting, crush it up, and then sprinkle those all over your cookie sprinkles, and that will make it look like a little miniature chocolate chip cookie. All right, so for the last one, we are going to make our donut sprinkles, and these were my favorite. They turned out so cute. You're gonna take about a 1/2 cup each of white chocolate chips and regular chocolate chips. Throw in the microwave. Mine, I took a total of 1 minute to microwave them. I did it in 2 30-second intervals just so they didn't singe. So you're gonna melt your chocolate chips and then just stir really vigorously so that the chocolate is completely melted and pretty smooth. Grab your wax paper just like before, and then grab your Cheerios. You can use regular Cheerios. I also used chocolate Cheerios to make some different colors of donuts. And this part was a little tricky. You're gonna take your Cheerios and you're gonna dip them in the chocolate. I actually ended up using a pair of tweezers after a while because the Cheerios really stick to your hands when the chocolate's on them. So dip the top of your Cheerios in chocolate, and then I decided to make some white chocolate donuts with Oreo sprinkles. I made some regular chocolate donuts with Oreo sprinkles, and then both of those with colored sprinkles as well. So if you happen to have little colored sprinkles at home, you can put those over the top, and that will give you that very donut looking effect. So the Cheerios were really easy. They turned out super cute. The only thing I would say again is the chocolate's really sticky. So you may want a pair of tweezers to help you dip your Cheerios in the chocolate for your top donut part. All right, now we're gonna finish out our sprinkle mixes. I have my milk and cookies ones here. So I filled my bag with some mini marshmallows. And then once your sprinkles are dry, which will take around 24 hours, you're gonna just peel them off the paper and combine them with your marshmallows. For your regular sprinkles, super easy. You're actually just gonna pull them off the wax paper and crumple them up. They come right off. They're completely dry. And you're just gonna use your hands to pull them into smaller pieces. I did that with each of my colors. It's really easy. And like you can see here, once they're dry, which I said takes about 24 hours, just pull them right off and it's really easy. So I ended up doing 2 different sprinkle mixes with just those regular colors. I did a more traditional sprinkle mix that has the chips and the broken up pieces. And then I did kind of a funky one with the squiggles that I made, which I feel like would be great for a little more of an artsy project. Then we have our cute little dots. And finally, we have our Cheerios, our mini donut sprinkles. These did dry faster than the other royal icing sprinkles. So these ones, once they're dry, just peel them off the wax paper and put them into a Ziploc baggie. Super easy. And like I said, these ones only took maybe around a few hours to dry. And they turned out so cute. I love them. There's my milk and cookie sprinkles. Super cute. Kind of love these ones too, my little mini meringue sprinkles. My traditional sprinkle mix. And then my fun artsy squiggly sprinkle mix. And that's it for this tutorial.